Scientists observed thousands of brains for decades, and the results completely rewrote what we thought we knew about your mind's nightly cleanse. For centuries, sleep was largely a mystery. A period of inactivity, a mere pause in our waking lives, perhaps for rest and repair. But modern neuroscience paints a far more active, even dramatic, picture. We now understand that during sleep, your brain is anything but dormant. It orchestrates a complex symphony of processes, vital for everything from memory consolidation to emotional regulation. Yet, one of the most astonishing discoveries reveals a hidden, nightly ritual, a biological deep clean that fundamentally shapes who you are, how you think, and every decision you make. This isn't just about feeling tired, it's about a fundamental shift in your operating system when this crucial process is neglected. What if the very architecture of your personality and capacity for sound judgment depends on something you completely overlook every single night? The consequences of ignoring this nightly cleansing are far more profound than mere grogginess. They literally change your brain. Imagine your brain as a bustling city. During the day, it's alive with activity, neurons firing, thoughts racing, memories forming, information streaming. This intense metabolic work generates waste products, cellular debris, much like exhaust fumes from a city's traffic. For decades, scientists puzzled over how the brain, uniquely encased in the skull, managed this waste. Unlike the rest of the body, it lacks a conventional lymphatic system, the network of vessels that drains cellular refuse. This was the central paradox: how does the most active organ in the body clean itself? The answer, as it turns out, is breathtakingly elegant and critically dependent on sleep. Before we dive into this elegant solution, consider your last truly terrible night's sleep. Perhaps you felt irritable, found it hard to concentrate, or made a decision you later regretted. These aren't just subjective feelings, they are direct neurological consequences of a system under stress, a system that hasn't had its necessary reset. Your brain, quite literally, becomes a different entity. And the implications for your daily life, your relationships, and your long-term health are staggering. The key to understanding this lies in the quiet hours of the night. In 2012, a groundbreaking study from the lab of Dr. Maiken Nedergaard at the University of Rochester finally unveiled the brain's unique waste disposal system, the glymphatic system. It's a portmanteau of glial cells, the supporting cells of the brain, and the lymphatic system it mimics. This isn't a simple drainage pipe, it's an intricate, active plumbing network. Here's how it works. During deep, non-REM sleep, your brain cells, particularly the glial cells, actually shrink by up to 60%. This shrinkage creates interstitial space, expanding the channels between neurons. Through these newly opened channels, cerebrospinal fluid, or CSF, is pumped rapidly throughout the brain, flushing out accumulated toxins and metabolic byproducts. Think of it as an internal car wash for your most vital organ, activated only when you're asleep. This fluid literally washes away metabolic waste, including notorious proteins like amyloid beta, the very compound implicated in Alzheimer's disease. Without sufficient sleep, this critical flushing mechanism stalls. Your brain is left marinating in its own waste. But the consequences extend far beyond just cellular debris. What happens when this crucial cleansing is consistently incomplete? The effects ripple through every aspect of your cognitive and emotional being, quietly reshaping your personality and the very fabric of your decisions. When the glymphatic system is compromised by lack of sleep, the immediate effects are measurable. Studies show that even a single night of partial sleep deprivation can lead to a significant accumulation of amyloid beta in the brain. Over time, this buildup isn't just a hypothetical risk, it's a tangible precursor to neurodegenerative diseases. But the more immediate impact affects your waking hours right now. Beyond the physical waste, sleep deprivation directly impairs the function of key brain regions. Your prefrontal cortex, the brain's executive control center responsible for planning, problem-solving, and impulse control, becomes sluggish. Meanwhile, your amygdala, the brain's emotional hub, goes into overdrive, becoming hyperreactive to negative stimuli. This dual effect creates a dangerous imbalance, diminished logical reasoning coupled with exaggerated emotional responses. It's why you might snap at a loved one, make a rash financial decision, or feel overwhelmed by minor stressors after a poor night's sleep. You're not just tired, your brain's ability to regulate its own emotional landscape and make rational choices is actively sabotaged. This isn't just about feeling a bit off, it's about a fundamental alteration in how you perceive the world and interact with it. So, if even one night can have such an impact, what do chronic sleep problems do to the very architecture of your mind? The cumulative effect of chronic sleep debt is far more insidious. It doesn't just make you tired, it subtly, yet profoundly, begins to reshape your personality and decision-making patterns. Research from institutions like the University of Pennsylvania has demonstrated that prolonged sleep restriction leads to impaired emotional empathy, reduced capacity for moral reasoning, and an increased propensity for risky behavior. Your ability to understand and share the feelings of others dwindles. Your ethical compass might waver. And you become more susceptible to cognitive biases, making decisions based on incomplete information or faulty logic. Think about it. A less empathetic, more impulsive, and less rational version of yourself starts to emerge. This isn't just a temporary state. If sustained, these shifts can become your new normal. You might find yourself consistently choosing short-term gratification over long-term goals, or alienating those closest to you without understanding why. The glymphatic system's failure to clear inflammatory proteins, combined with persistent prefrontal cortex dysfunction, creates a brain ripe for misjudgment and emotional volatility. It's a vicious cycle. Stress impacts sleep, lack of sleep exacerbates stress, and your personality begins to erode under the pressure. This raises a critical question: how much of your authentic self is being lost to the silent tyranny of insufficient rest? The revelation is stark: sleep isn't a luxury, it's the fundamental operating system for your brain, your personality, and your ability to navigate the world. Your nightly rest is where your brain performs its essential maintenance, clears the day's debris, and resets your emotional and cognitive functions. Without it, you are not simply functioning at a lower capacity, you are a different person, less equipped to handle complexity, less empathetic, and more prone to error. Understanding the glymphatic system and its vital role compels us to re-evaluate our relationship with sleep. Prioritizing consistent, high-quality sleep isn't just about feeling good, it's about safeguarding your identity, your relationships, and your future. It's about protecting your capacity for sound judgment and emotional resilience. Small changes can make a monumental difference: establishing a consistent sleep schedule, creating a calming bedtime routine, and optimizing your sleep environment. These aren't just tips, they are non-negotiable investments in the most complex and powerful organ you possess. By honoring your brain's nightly cleansing ritual, you're not just getting more rest, you are actively reclaiming the sharp, empathetic, and resilient self that your biology intended you to be. What personal shifts have you observed when your sleep quality changes, and what steps will you take to prioritize your brain's nightly reset?